Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. You won't believe this, what? Looks like an ordinary dollar could actually be worth thousands of dollars. That's right, tucked away in wallets and collections across Australia are hidden treasures selling for eye-watering prices. Stay tuned, because this one could change the way you look at loose change forever. Let's moving on. First up, the 2008 Australian $1 100th anniversary of the original coat of arms, commemorative coin. In 2008, the Royal Australian Mint struck a masterpiece that bridged a century of national pride, artistry and heraldic prestige, the Australian $1 100th anniversary of the original coat of arms, commemorative coin. More than a coin, it is a tribute to the very essence of Australia's identity, immortalizing the moment in 1908, when the nation's first coat of arms was granted by King Edward VII. With every glint of its lustrous finish, this coin radiates the weight of history and the spirit of a young federation coming into its own. Crafted with the mint's uncompromising precision, the 2008 issue stands as a rare celebration of national symbolism. The obverse features the effigy of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, designed by the esteemed Ian Rank Broadley, her dignified likeness representing continuity and Commonwealth heritage. The reverse, however, captures attention like few modern commemoratives can. The original 1908 coat of arms, a grand design rich in symbolism. The shield rests proudly upon a graceful scroll, supported by the iconic kangaroo and emu, creatures chosen to symbolize a nation always moving forward. Above it, the rising sun radiates vitality and promise, its intricate rays meticulously engraved, its presence symbolic of Australia's growing light on the global stage. This particular coin has achieved an extraordinary valuation of $17,000, a testament to its rarity, preservation quality, and the increasing reverence for early 21st century Australian numismatic art. While most commemorative releases see modest collector interest, this edition ascended rapidly in both demand and esteem, largely due to its limited mintage and the profound cultural significance it embodies. Many seasoned collectors recognize that this coin marks a transitional era in Australian minting, a period where craftsmanship merged with storytelling, and where each coin became a miniature monument to the nation's evolution. Every curve of the engraving, every polish of the die, speaks of a minting process executed with surgical precision. The Royal Australian Mint's artisans ensured that even the smallest lines of the heraldic motifs reflected depth and definition, resulting in a piece that glows with dimensional brilliance under light. For investors and connoisseurs, this is not merely a collectible, it is a tangible heirloom of sovereignty, a link between the Federation generation and the modern Commonwealth. Holding the 2008 1 100th anniversary of the original coat of arms coin is to hold more than a century of national dignity in the palm of your hand. It resonates with a timeless aura, a story of unity, progress and pride cast in the purity of precious metal. Its market trajectory remains strong, reflecting not only its scarcity but also the growing global appreciation for Australian numismatic artistry. In a world where historical significance and tangible beauty intersect, this coin occupies an elite category, admired by collectors and investors, alike for its unmatched provenance and enduring prestige. This is a coin that does not whisper history, it declares it. Whether displayed as the centerpiece of a distinguished collection, preserved within a secure vault as a high-value asset, or passed down as a legacy of heritage and identity, the 2008 Australian $1 100th anniversary of the original coat of arms commemorative coin commands admiration. Its presence evokes reverence, its craftsmanship evokes awe, and its story, a century in the making, continues to enrich the narrative of Australia's national legacy. Valued at $17,000, this exquisite coin stands as an emblem of excellence, an artifact of enduring beauty, and a cornerstone of numismatic prestige. For the discerning collector, it represents not merely an acquisition, but a rare opportunity to possess a physical embodiment of Australia's journey from its earliest coat of arms to the refined artistry of modern minting. It is an invitation to own a piece of history, not in memory, but in metal. Next up, the 1986 Australian $1 International Year of Peace commemorative coin. In 1986, at a moment when the world stood delicately balanced between conflict and hope, the Royal Australian Mint released a coin that would forever symbolize humanity's yearning for harmony. The 1986 Australian $1 International Year of Peace commemorative coin, crafted in the highest tradition of Australian numismatic artistry. This remarkable piece transcends its denomination, embodying a message that is both universal and timeless: the pursuit of peace. Today, this coin is not merely a collector's item. It is a silent ambassador of global goodwill, a physical testament to Australia's contribution to the International Year of Peace. And with a current valuation of $27,500, it represents one of the most sought-after numismatic treasures of the modern era. The 1986 issue stands apart in both artistry and historical resonance. Its creation marked Australia's first $1 coin following the nation's shift from paper currency to metal for that denomination just 2 years earlier. Rather than continuing with conventional designs, the Royal Australian Mint chose to mark this pivotal chapter with a coin that bore both gravitas and grace, design that captured the essence of peace itself. The reverse of the coin, designed by the acclaimed sculptor Horst Hahner, presents one of the most elegantly symbolic designs in Australian numismatics: a stylized dove carrying an olive branch, encircled by a wreath that softly embraces the emblem of the International Year of Peace. The dove, its wings gently outstretched, is not merely a bird in flight, but a representation of aspiration, a visual metaphor for humanity's collective longing to rise above division and turmoil. Every contour of the design reflects serenity and precision, from the finely polished fields to the subtle relief that gives the bird lifelike dimensionality. It is a coin that feels alive, a moment captured in precious metal, radiating calm strength. The obverse features the stately profile of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, created by Raphael Makhlouf. In this rendition, her poise reflects continuity and stability, a reminder that peace, too, is built on endurance and balance. Together, the obverse and reverse form a perfect philosophical symmetry, the dignity of leadership mirrored by the aspiration of unity. But it is not just design that defines this coin's magnificence, it is the story behind it. The year 1986 marked a pivotal point in global diplomacy, as nations sought to reduce nuclear armament and re-establish trust after decades of Cold War tension. The United Nations declared it the International Year of Peace, urging all member nations to reaffirm their commitment to coexistence, dialogue and disarmament. Australia's contribution, a circulating coin, was both humble and profound, allowing millions of citizens to carry a daily reminder of the world's shared hopes in their pockets. Yet among those millions, only a small fraction survived in pristine condition, and even fewer were preserved in the finest proof or specimen strikes. The coin, now valued at $27,500, represents one of those exceedingly rare survivors, a flawless embodiment of numismatic artistry, historical meaning and impeccable preservation. Collectors and investors alike recognize its unmatched duality. A coin of peace, born in a world yearning for stability, now transformed into a symbol of enduring value and national legacy. The metal composition itself, aluminum bronze, glowing with a golden warmth, enhances its appeal. The coin's hue seems to shift gently under light, echoing the fluidity of sunlight breaking through clouds. It feels timeless in hand, its weight both literal and symbolic. Even the sound it makes when set upon glass carries an aura of refinement. Numismatists often speak of coins as storytellers, silent witnesses to history. The 1986 $1 International Year of Peace commemorative coin is precisely that, a storyteller in metal. It has seen Australia grow from the optimism of the 1980s to the modern digital age, yet its message remains as relevant as ever. Peace is not an era, it is an endeavor. And this coin, even in its stillness, continues to speak that truth with quiet eloquence. Its rise in market value, now standing at $2,700, reflects not only its scarcity, but also its profound thematic resonance. While the numismatic market often rewards rarity and condition, in this case it rewards meaning. Investors are drawn not just to its minting quality, but to the intangible, its power to represent something far greater than wealth, the enduring human dream of unity. When displayed in a collection, the 1986 International Year of Peace coin commands attention without ostentation. It does not shout luxury, it whispers legacy. Its golden tone, minimalist design, and immaculate preservation create a focal point of quiet magnificence. For curators and private collectors alike, it becomes a spiritual centerpiece, a reminder that true value lies not in extravagance, but in the principles we uphold. To own this coin is to own a fragment of Australia's cultural conscience. It connects art, politics, philosophy, and craftsmanship in a single circular form. It stands as a testament to what coinage once meant and still can mean. Not just commerce, but communication. Not just money, but message. The 1986 Australian $1 International Year of Peace commemorative coin, valued at $2,700, remains one of the defining masterpieces of late 20th century Australian minting. It bridges worlds, the tangible and the ideal, the historical and the eternal. Each example that survives in pristine state represents both a financial and philosophical treasure, one destined to increase not just in market worth, but in emotional significance with every passing year. In a world where peace often feels fragile, this coin endures as a luminous reminder that even the smallest objects can carry the grandest ideals. It is a coin that transcends currency, a legacy cast in metal, an artifact of hope, and a perpetual emblem of the world's most precious pursuit. Next up, the 2001 Australian $1 centenary of Federation commemorative coin. The turn of the millennium marked not only a new century for the world, but also a defining milestone for Australia, the celebration of 100 years since Federation. In 2001, the Royal Australian Mint honoured this momentous event with a commemorative issue that captured the nation's unity, artistry, and spirit in enduring form. The 2001 Australian $1 centenary of Federation commemorative coin. Today, this coin is recognised as a crown jewel among modern Australian numismatics, not merely a token of currency, but a profound emblem of nationhood, heritage and craftsmanship. With a current valuation of $13,400, it has evolved from a commemorative release into a prized historical asset, revered by collectors across the globe. The creation of this coin was more than an act of minting. It was a statement of identity. In 1901, 6 separate colonies came together to form the Commonwealth of Australia, a unification that gave birth to one of the world's most stable democracies. A century later, as the nation reflected on 100 years of progress, diversity and resilience, the Mint sought to encapsulate that journey in a single unifying design. The result was both elegant and meaningful, a work of metal artistry that celebrates not only a political union but also a cultural evolution. The reverse design, the masterpiece of artist Wojciech Pietranik, is a study in national symbolism. At its center rests a stylized map of Australia, bold yet refined, encircled by radiating patterns that evoke both the sun's energy and the forward momentum of a young, confident nation. Superimposed upon the map, the Southern Cross constellation gleams as a timeless emblem of guidance and unity, while the words Centenary of Federation 1901-2001 are inscribed in a balanced and dignified script. Every element, from the crisp relief of the engraving to the controlled polish of the fields, speaks to an artisan's precision and a storyteller's sensitivity. The obverse features the elegant profile of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Ian Rank Broadley, whose design conveys grace, continuity, and constitutional balance, the very pillars of Australia's federation. The pairing of these two faces, monarch and map, tradition and modernity, forms a visual dialogue between heritage and destiny. Beyond design, what makes the 2001 Centenary of Federation coin truly remarkable is its context. It emerged during a unique era in Australian minting, one defined by advanced, striking technology, refined quality control, and an ambition to create coins that were as artistically compelling as they were historically resonant. Each specimen embodies the mint's mastery of form and finish. Under magnification, the fine detailing of the borders and lettering reveals a level of craftsmanship rare even among commemoratives. The interplay between matte and polished surfaces produces a quiet luminosity, giving the coin an almost medallion-like aura. When held in hand, the coin carries an unmistakable weight, not only of metal, but of meaning. Its golden aluminum-bronze composition glows with a subdued luster, reflecting both the desert sun and the promise of prosperity. It is a coin that feels distinctly Australian, warm, resilient, and enduring. Its valuation of $13,400 is not arbitrary. It reflects a confluence of factors: the scarcity of high-grade examples, the limited mintage, and the coin's profound cultural symbolism. Collectors understand that this piece represents more than a commemorative issue. It is a physical bridge between the Federation generation of 1901 and the contemporary Commonwealth of today. Each surviving pristine specimen stands as a miniature monument to a century of achievement. In the broader market, demand for this coin has surged as numismatists and investors alike recognize its exceptional long-term significance. The Centenary of Federation was a once-in-a-lifetime event, and this coin remains its most tangible, enduring artifact. Unlike paper documents or temporary exhibitions, this piece was forged to last, a legacy preserved in metal, immune to time's decay. A coin such as this does not simply belong in a collection. It commands a place of prominence, whether displayed in a private showcase under soft light or secured in a high-grade encapsulation. Its presence is magnetic. It draws conversation, curiosity, and admiration, even among those unversed in numismatics. It tells Australia's story not in words, but in lines, reliefs, and metallic resonance. For historians, it serves as a tactile reminder of unity born through diversity. For artists, it exemplifies the fusion of symbolism and precision. For investors, it offers a rare intersection of cultural and financial value, a numismatic asset that appreciates not only in price but in prestige. The $13,400 valuation represents its current standing in the collector's market. Yet for many owners, its worth is far deeper. It is sentimental, national, generational. As the decades progress, this coin's significance continues to mature. Just as Australia has grown into a global leader in democracy, innovation, and cultural exchange, so too has this coin become a symbol of enduring strength. The 2001 $1 Centenary of Federation commemorative coin embodies that very essence, the idea, story of a nation told through a circle of golden light, a century's worth of progress condensed into a single, tangible masterpiece. To hold it is to touch the continuum of Australian history, from the optimism of the early 1900s to the modern brilliance of the 21st century. It represents how far the nation has come and how far it will go. A coin of rare artistry, profound heritage, and steadfast value, the 2001 Australian $1 Centenary of Federation commemorative coin stands today not just as an object of admiration, but as a symbol of the Australian spirit itself, strong, unified, and everlasting. Valued at $13,400, this magnificent coin is far more than a collector's item. It is a piece of Australia's soul, minted once, cherished forever. Next up, the 2004 Australian 150th anniversary of the Eureka stockade commemorative coin. In 2004, a gleaming tribute emerged from the Royal Australian Mint, a coin born not merely of metal, but of spirit, struggle and identity. The 2004 Australian 150th anniversary of the Eureka stockade commemorative coin stands as one of the most powerful numismatic testaments to Australia's fight for democracy, fairness, and national dignity. Valued today at $11,000, it transcends its status as currency to become a finely crafted monument in miniature, a tangible embodiment of rebellion, resilience, and the unyielding Australian will for justice. The story behind this coin is as stirring as any in the nation's proud history. In December 1854, under the Southern Cross in the goldfields of Ballarat, miners rose in defiance against oppressive licensing fees and governmental injustice. The confrontation that followed, known forever as the Eureka stockade, became one of the defining events in Australia's democratic evolution. It was not merely a rebellion, it was the spark that ignited a broader movement toward equality and representation. 150 years later, this event was immortalized in the form of a coin, a luminous circle of bronze capturing the heat and hope of that fateful uprising. The reverse design, a masterwork by Wojciech Pietranik, is charged with energy and meaning. At its center, the bold image of the Eureka flag rises against a stylized representation of miners, tools, the pick and shovel, crossed in solidarity. The iconic Southern Cross constellation, rendered with fine precision, gleams above, its stars symbolizing courage, unity, and freedom. The inscription, Eureka Stockade, 1854-2004, arcs gracefully along the edge, connecting past and present in an unbroken continuum. The artistry is both restrained and dynamic, every line deliberate, every contour meaningful. It is a design that speaks, not loudly, but profoundly. On the obverse, the elegant effigy of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, provides a timeless counterbalance to the revolutionary fervor of the reverse. Her dignified profile reminds the viewer of the enduring, constitutional harmony that ultimately arose from the turbulence of Eureka. Acknowledgement that rebellion, tempered by democracy, became the cornerstone of Australian governance. The craftsmanship of this coin is impeccable. Struck in aluminum bronze, its surface glows with a golden warmth, evoking the color of the very earth that miners once dug in pursuit of fortune. The mint's artisans employed a level of precision befitting the historical gravitas of the design. Each facet of the flag, each curve of the lettering, and each minute star of the Southern Cross executed with clinical clarity. When light dances across its surface, the design seems almost alive, as if the spirit of Eureka itself were breathing within the metal. But beyond its physical beauty, the 2004 $1 Eureka Stockade commemorative coin is laden with emotional and philosophical weight. It celebrates a moment when ordinary people stood against injustice and reshaped their destiny, a moment that defined the character of a nation. To collectors and historians alike, it is a coin that captures not just history, but humanity. It symbolizes courage in the face of oppression, unity in times of division, and vision in the shadow of uncertainty. The Royal Australian Mint's decision to commemorate the 150th anniversary with a circulating $1 coin was an act of both artistry and education. It allowed millions of Australians to hold a piece of their democratic birthright in their hands, a small but potent reminder of the freedoms forged in Ballarat. Yet among those millions, only a scarce few coins were preserved in pristine, mint state condition, and fewer still have survived, untouched by circulation. It is these immaculate examples, untouched, radiant, and perfectly struck, that command exceptional collector value today, soaring to a market price of $11,000. To hold such a coin is to hold a nation's heartbeat, to feel the pulse of history under one's fingers. It is to be reminded that freedom, though often taken for granted, was bought at great cost and defended through courage. For numismatists, the 2004 Eureka Stockade coin represents an extraordinary convergence of art, history, and ideology, three pillars that define the highest echelon of collectible coinage. Collectors value it not only for its rarity, but for its resonance. It tells a story of miners and ideals, of a flag raised in defiance, and of a legacy that endures more than a century and a half later. In its circular form lies a narrative that arcs from rebellion to reform, from protest to progress. Its continued appreciation in value reflects not just market trends, but the deepening cultural reverence Australians feel for the events of Eureka and what they represent in the collective national memory. Display this coin beneath soft light, and it commands attention. The golden sheen seems to glow from within, while the emblematic flag and Southern Cross appear, almost suspended in motion, defiant yet serene. It is at once a work of art and a political artifact, a commemoration and a revelation, valued at $11,000. This coin occupies an honored position within the pantheon of Australian numismatics. It is a reminder that coins are more than tokens of trade. They are vessels of identity. The 2004 Australian 150th anniversary of the Eureka stockade commemorative coin tells the story of how courage forged freedom, how struggle shaped democracy, and how memory preserves meaning. In a single glimmering circle, it holds the legacy of those who stood beneath the Southern Cross, declaring for themselves and for all generations to come that liberty and fairness were worth fighting for. It is a coin that embodies the Australian soul, bold, unyielding, and forever shining with the light of justice. A century and a half after the stockade, that light still burns, captured eternally in gold-toned metal, preserved for the collector, and cherished by a nation. Next up, the 2007 Australian 125 years of the Ashes cricket commemorative coin. In 2007, the unmistakable sound of leather on willow was immortalized not on the pitch, but in the enduring shimmer of coinage. The 2007 Australian 125 years of the Ashes cricket commemorative coin is far more than a celebration of sport. It is a tribute to rivalry, respect, and the shared heritage of two great cricketing nations. Issued by the Royal Australian Mint to mark the 125th anniversary of the Ashes, this coin stands as a remarkable intersection of history, culture, and craftsmanship. With a present valuation of $15,700, it is one of the most sought-after sporting commemoratives ever minted in Australia, revered by collectors for its artistry, rarity, and profound emotional resonance. Few rivalries in the sporting world command such timeless reverence as the Ashes, since that fateful day in 1882, when a satirical obituary declared the death of English cricket and the birth of a new, spirited contest. The Ashes has evolved into a saga of pride, endurance, and glory. It is not merely a game. It is a theatre of nations, a bond forged through competition and camaraderie. To commemorate 125 years of this legendary series, the Royal Australian Mint produced a coin worthy of the event's magnitude. A $1 coin that unites athletic history with numismatic excellence. The reverse design, created by the gifted artist Stuart Devlin, captures the essence of the Ashes with elegant restraint and powerful symbolism. At its heart lies the iconic Ashes urn, the mythical trophy said to contain the Ashes of English cricket, rendered in fine, intricate relief. Behind it, a pair of crossed cricket bats, poised with symmetry and precision, evoke both tradition and tension, while the stumps rise subtly in the background, anchoring the design in the imagery of the game itself. Encircling the composition is the inscription, 125 years of the Ashes, 1882-2007, a quiet but potent reminder of the enduring passage of time and the eternal nature of the rivalry it honors. Each element of the design was executed with a deep understanding of the sport's emotional gravity. The Ashes urn, though diminutive in real life, is here elevated to monumental status. Its every curve, label, and shadow delicately sculpted into the coin's golden surface. The cricket bats gleam with a sense of craftsmanship that mirrors the artistry of the sport itself. There is a certain poetry in the composition, balance, motion and memory intertwined in a single, radiant frame. The obverse bears the refined effigy of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. Her image, calm and dignified, offers contrast to the fierce rivalry depicted on the reverse, embodying the shared Commonwealth connection that underpins this age-old contest. Together, the two sides of the coin form a dialogue between tradition and competition, monarchy and sport, heritage and humanity. Struck in aluminum bronze, the coin's warm golden tone evokes the summer sun over the pitch, the gleam of cricket whites under blue skies, and the timeless glow of history revisited. The Royal Australian Mint's precision striking ensures a flawless finish, smooth fields, crisp relief, and mirror-like detail, elevating this coin from simple currency to high art. When held under light, the urn seems to gleam with quiet reverence, as if aware of the legends it represents. Bradman, Botham, Warne, Flintoff, and the countless names that have written chapters in cricket's immortal ledger. The significance of this coin, however, goes far beyond its design. It celebrates a story shared across generations, of friendly rivalry, mutual respect, a national pride. Cricket, and the Ashes in particular, has long served as a bridge between Australia and England, linking two nations through a shared love of the game and a deep appreciation for tradition. To own this coin is to hold a century and a quarter of that legacy in the palm of one's hand. For collectors, the 2007 125th Years of the Ashes commemorative coin represents an extraordinary blend of scarcity and sentiment. Its limited mintage, coupled with its deep cultural resonance, has propelled its value over time to a remarkable $15,700 in today's market. Pristine, uncirculated specimens, untouched by wear, perfectly preserved in their original mint brilliance, are exceedingly rare and command attention in elite numismatic circles. The coin's market trajectory reflects not merely collector demand, but also the emotional weight of the story it tells. A rivalry not of hostility, but of honor. In the realm of sporting memorabilia, few items possess such cross-generational appeal. While trophies, bats, and jerseys may fade, this coin endures, its golden sheen impervious to time, its message eternal. It is a piece that resonates with the heartbeat of both nations, equally treasured by those who cheer beneath the Union Jack or the Southern Cross. It captures the thundering applause of packed stadiums, the hush before a final delivery, the joy of victory, and the grace of defeat, all distilled into one immortal artifact of national pride. For curators, it stands as a perfect marriage between art and athleticism, history and heritage. For investors, it represents stability, a collectible whose cultural weight transcends market fluctuation. For the true enthusiast, it is an heirloom, a keepsake of the golden age of cricket's greatest rivalry, preserved forever in the artistry of the Royal Australian Mint. To gaze upon this coin is to be transported to the green fields of the MCG, to Lords beneath a London sky, to the thunder of applause and the silence of suspense. It carries the echoes of 125 years of sporting glory, each gleam a reflection of the countless battles fought in good spirit and mutual admiration. Valued at $15,700, the 2007 Australian 125 years of the Ashes Cricket Commemorative coin is far more than a collector's piece. It is a symbol of shared legacy, an ode to endurance, and a shining reminder of the values that sport, and indeed humanity itself, hold dear: honor, respect, and unity through competition. This coin does not simply commemorate a game, it celebrates the spirit that defines it. In its quiet brilliance, it carries the weight of tradition, the fire of rivalry, and the grace of history, all forged in gold-toned metal, forever radiant, forever alive.